Well, summer is officially here, and for Georgia farmers, that means keeping a close eye on the forecast. After a stretch of unpredictable seasons, the outlook this year is actually leaning a bit more positive. Not without its challenges, of course, but climate experts say conditions could be warmer and wetter without being overly destructive. As John Holcomb shows us, it's a forecast that's giving growers a little room to breathe.
With the growing season in full swing, farmers across Georgia are watching the skies and wondering what to expect. According to University of Georgia climatologist Pam Knox, the odds are leaning towards both hotter and wetter conditions.
We're probably about a 40% chance of being warmer and wetter than usual. There's still a chance that we could be near normal. There's a chance we could even be below normal because other things are happening in the atmosphere around the world that can affect our local climate. But that's the best prediction that we have right now for what's going to happen this summer.
That prediction is largely influenced by a long-term trend of rising temperatures that continue to shape Georgia's climate outlook.
The number one basis is the rise in temperatures we've seen since about 1960 or 1970. We've had this rising temperature in Georgia just like we are across the world. And so when you're in an upward trend, you're more likely to get a year that's above normal than you are below normal. And so I think that's probably the number one driver of why they're predicting we're likely to have a warmer than normal summer.
And unlike last year, Knox says we're in neutral territory this time around, which increases the chance for tropical activity.
This year, we're in neutral conditions right now. We're not in an El Niño, we're not in a La Niña, we're in between. And typically in a year that we're in neutral conditions, then we do expect to see more tropical activity than usual. And all the forecasts for what the tropics are looking like in the Atlantic, at least this year, are that we're likely to see more storms than average.
That increase in tropical activity could have a direct impact on how much rainfall the region gets in the coming months, which, according to Knox, is moisture farmers rely on.
In the southeast in the summer, we're pretty much cut off from a lot of the activity you might see at other times of the year with fronts coming in and so on. And so most of our rain comes either from these pop-up thunderstorms that we get if we have enough soil moisture for those storms to form, or they're coming from the tropics because we have sources of water vapor coming from the Gulf, sources of water vapor that are coming from the Atlantic. 30 to 40% of our rainfall in the summer months in the southeast comes from tropical activity. It doesn't have to be named storms necessarily, but it's associated with tropical moisture.
Despite the higher temps and storm risk, Knox says the already wet spring season has set up growers for a great growing season.
What we're really seeing is that the moisture is there. It seems to be pretty well, distributed through the top meter of soil. And so I think even if we go through a dry spell, the crops are going to do okay. So I don't really see anything like a drought that is going to be happening over the summer or even into the fall.
And with no strong indicators of drought, that means less stress for both farmers and their fields.
Sometimes after we have a La Niña winter, we do go into a drought the next year. And I don't really see that happening this year. So I think that's great for the farmers because it looks like there's going to be plenty of moisture. Even if we're a little above normal in temperature, then I think, if we have a lot of moisture, then we get more clouds like we have today. And so it keeps the daytime temperatures down a little bit and less stress on the plants. So overall, I think it looks very optimistic for the farmers this year.
Reporting in Watkinsville for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.